Hello and welcome back. Today I have a little bit of a cold, but I will be showing you in Inventor 2 how to make a simple game, and this one will be a tilt ball game. Simply tilt the screen and avoid any obstacles and try to get to the other goal. Now, our best friend while working in this game will obviously be the canvas. So you're going to want to go down to drawing animation, and you want to click and drag canvas over there, because that's what allows you to do a lot of this motion with pictures and different things. The width we're going to set to fill the whole screen. And the height, I'm going to do like 400, because that'll fit on most screens. Might leave a little bit of space down there, but at least it'll cover most of it. First thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to click and drag a ball. You can use an image sprint and make your own ball and put it in there with like some type of transparent image, like a GIF or a PNG. But I'm just going to use a ball for right now because it doesn't require an image, and I didn't pre-grab an image for that. And I'm just gonna leave the dimensions as is. Then I'm gonna put some obstacles in here for him. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the image sprint, and I'm going to place that right up over here. And I'm just gonna put down a black image. It makes it a black line out of it, basically. It's like a black background that I put on there. It'll be pretty big, but I'll resize it. And I'm going to change that. So let's get the width to be like 10. I should make it into a line. And then we're going to take the pixels, and I'm going to say about like 150. I want it to be 150. And I'm making this very simple. I mean, I'm not going to make it up and down and so on. I'm just going to make a simple wall here for it to bounce off of. Alright. Also gonna put down another wall here, make a little bit of a hole here for him. So once again, we're gonna go ahead, grab that black background. Probably would have been smart to get a smaller image so it's quicker to load, but we don't do that around here. We do it the hard way. And I'm gonna do let's do like 50 here. Sorry, no, let's do 250. 250 should be good on that. Big is it now? Still quite big. I'll bring it down to around here. Alright. Now I kinda wanna do something cool here. I kinda wanna I don't want this always open. I want the ball to do something in order to open up this gate here. So what I already preloaded up in here, and like I said, it's just images. You can put any image in there, any size, any way of doing it. But I'm going to want to put a fence up here, and then I want it, or the user, to tilt the ball into the section down right about here, and that will initiate the fence to disappear and then allow them to proceed into the next area. So I'm going to go ahead and grab another image sprint, place it right down there, and I'm going to put an open sign on there, so that way the user knows that's where I need to go in order to open up this door. I'm going to make the one way, I think it should be about 20, 30. Let's do 30 actually. Let's try out 30 and see how big it is. Yeah, that's big enough. And then the height, I'm gonna put down 15. And open. That way they know once they get that ball down here and hit this image sprint, the gate will open. And obviously we need a gate, so we're gonna go ahead and grab another image sprint here. And once again, change it to the fence. And we're going to resize that. Width, we're going to do I'm going to do 15, just so it makes the image doesn't look all messed up. And the height, we'll do like 75. Try that out first to see how that looks. Close enough for me. Alright, so ball, you have to get the ball to go down here. Gate goes away, then proceeds outside. Now we need a finishing goal. Once again, you can go ahead and use image sprint to put it down there and make a hole, make it look pretty. I'm just going to put down another ball down here, make it a little bit bigger. Let's see, radius, let's make it like 10, make it like a bigger hole for it to go in. Bam. Alright. And then the last thing I'm going to do here is just to show like another concept is like restarting. So I'm going to put like a little mine here, and when the user accidentally does hit the mine before hitting the hole, it will restart them back up here, the fence will reappear, and the whole level will regenerate again. So I'm going to go down here again, and I'm going to grab myself a picture. It's going to be the mine. And I'm going to make that 20 by 20. Alright. It looks like we're all set up in this area. Now I know some people probably put a reset button, all that. That I'm pretty sure you can figure out. You know, just simply restart everything or simply reinitiate the screen. I just want to show the concept of getting the ball to move around the screen and for image sprints to do different things on the screen to incorporate it in a game base. So basically this game will start right up when the phone opens up. Probably not the best thing. You should have an initiate button or, you know, pause and then, you know, have them use it, but we're just going to do this for now. So now that we have everything in here, we're going to go ahead and go into the blocks, and we're going to start actually editing it and telling what the ball should do. Alrighty. Now that we're in here, the first thing we're going to want to do is try to get the ball to move around. And you know what? I did something very stupid already. I forgot to put my sensors in there. And the one sensor we're going to want is orientation. Sorry about that. I completely forgot about that. It's a non-visual, nothing we're going to be seeing, it's just something we can use later. Alright. Now that we have it, we can now start doing the blocks. So the first thing we want to do is we want to grab the orientation sensor. Go and get to change the orientation. So when it changes its orientation, when they tilt the screen, I want it to start doing something. Now the only object that's going to be moving is ball 1. It's the first ball we put down. So I'm going to go ahead and grab and tell it to move 2 and place that right up there. Now we're going to do some simple math in order to do this because it's at one XY location and we want it to move to the next XY location. So in order to do this, we're going to have to go ahead and grab your math function and we're going to get the add. We're going to want to get the ball at the ball's location as it is right now. So I'm going to click on ball. I'm just going to grab radius. It's not really the radius. I'm just going to grab the X location. Just makes it quicker. I don't have to scroll all the way down to it. But I just changed it to X. That I did not grab the radius. Alright. And we're going to get another equation here. We're going to get the divide. Slide that right in there. And then we want to get another equation. I'm just going to start throwing them in here. And we're going to put the times. I'll explain this after I put all these in here. How I'm actually getting this to actually move. And we're going to get the roll, place it in here. That's the orientation of the actual the phone, its roll. And then I'm going to get math. And I'm going to get little number thing here. And I'll put in my own number. I'm going to put down -1. And then, once again, math, click and drag, and we're going to put 5 here. Okay, now that it's all set up, I'm now going to explain how this works, and then it'll proceed for the rest of them. Basically, what I came up with this equation is that we're taking the original place of the ball, x, and then I'm taking the orientation, which is going to be a degree of some sort, so it's either tilting, 20 degrees to the right or 20 degrees to the left, and then I am timesing that by -1, so making it negative, and then I'm dividing it by 5, because say if you tilt it 100 degrees, you don't want to move it 100 pixels to the right. You want to slow it down some. So in order to do that, I slowed it down by dividing it by 5, and that gave me the perfect slowness to the roll of the ball going back and forth on the screen. Now you could probably go 5.5 or whatever and change it up a little bit and get it to even work even better, but I found out that it worked perfectly fine with just 5. The negative is in there just to change the orientation so it doesn't go, because if you put it in there with a +1, it will flip. So if the person rolls it to the right, it goes to the left. So you want it to be opposite, so you're going to, sorry, the same direction, so you want to negate it, so that way it rolls the same direction as the user's hands. And this is going to be the same thing as we apply to the Y. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to duplicate this, I'm going to slide it down, and I'm going to change it from the X to the Y, and instead of the orientation sensor being the roll, we're going to want to change that to the pitch. And now we're all set up. This will allow the user now to move the ball. Next thing we want to do is we're going to want to make the image sprints that we put on there, like the wall, the fence, all that kind of stuff, have some type of solidness to it. Right now, as is, if I were to go run this program, the ball will go right through the walls, and we don't want that to happen. We want them to actually hit the wall, bounce off, and come back. So in order to do that, we're going to want to go over to any of the image sprints, and the ones that we're actually going to be using for like the walls and stuff. And we're going to go with collision width and bring that down here. And we're going to use the same call function for move to, and we're going to duplicate that, and I'm just going to slide that right down in there. Alright. Now, the reason why I used move to is that because we're moving in orientation in the opposite direction. When it collides with this sprint, I want it to move in the opposite direction, bouncing back off. Now, in theory, you should just be able to put just 1 instead of -1, so that way it just counters itself. It negates itself out and becomes equal, and it should lay up against the wall. Unfortunately, in App Inventor, if you hold it down long enough, the ball will just roll right into the screen, and it'll roll right through it. It'll bounce a couple times, but it'll go through ultimately. We don't want that. We want it to actually bounce off the wall. So I'm going to change this -1 to actually 2. This will give it more power than the force going into the wall and pushing it back out. So it'll be a little bit jittery, but at least it'll push it and keep it from going anywhere. And what we're going to do is we're just going to keep on duplicating this for the same one. So now we have this. We're going to take this image sprint and we're going to make it to image sprint 2. This will just keep on repeating the same thing over and over again for each one. That way we don't have to keep on redoing the blocks here. It saves a lot of time. So we're just going to go over here, and now we're going to do number 3, which I'm pretty sure that's the fence. And then I'm going to do it again. Number 4. Alright. Move on to the next.